In today's video, I'd like to talk about a very powerful quantum law known as the quantum entanglement. And once you apply these principles I'm about to share with you, your manifestations will become effortless, easy, and instantaneous. Earlier this year, I was diving deep into learning about the quantum physics to satisfy my curiosities. But then, I came across this concept known as quantum entanglement, which completely changed the way I understand how manifestation works. This mind-boggling law has given me insights on how we can shape our inner reality to design the kind of life that we really want. And I'm also going to share a profound teaching from the great spiritual teacher Neville Goddard to clarify this. This may sound similar to the law of attraction, but there's actually a lot more to it, because we are talking about identity shifting and quantum jumping here. So what is quantum entanglement? Quantum entanglement is a fascinating theory in the wild world of quantum physics. It suggests that when two particles become entangled, their fates become linked, no matter how far apart they are. And when a certain change is induced on one end, the other particle reflects that change immediately, and this happens faster than the speed of light. This is what Einstein referred to as spooky action at a distance, and it's probably because this principle goes beyond the scope of our normal physics, working almost in a metaphysical way. This concept was first introduced in 1935 on a paper by Albert Einstein, Boris Podolsky, and Nathan Rosen, which is referred to as the EPR paper, and after Einstein's passing, physicist John Bell created the Bell's theorem, in which he was able to experimentally test and confirm those predictions. Now you might be wondering, how does this strange concept relate to our everyday lives? Well, believe it or not, there is a connection. And the most important thing to remember here is that when the particles are entangled, any change induced on one end instantly affects the other, defying our understanding of space and time. And similar to those entangled particles, our current reality is entangled with something that resides within each one of us. And that's our own inner image, or our self-concept, which is essentially how we view ourselves. And by the end of this video, you will also learn a powerful method to apply this principle to turn your dreams into reality. So real quick, let's look at this passage by Neville Goddard, where he says, "Stop trying to change the world, since it is only the mirror. Man's attempt to change the world by force is as fruitless as breaking the mirror in the hope of changing his face. Leave the mirror and change your face. Leave the world alone and change your conceptions of yourself. Then the reflection will be satisfactory." I love this quote because it explains it beautifully. In order to create a change in our outer world, first we have to change what lies within us, because most times we look at the outside world and believe it to be the only truthful representation of our reality. But just like those two particles that are entangled together in the quantum law, the reality which you are currently experiencing is actually entangled with your self-image or your self-concept. And self-concept is essentially the perception we have about ourselves, which include thoughts, feelings, and our beliefs, which are in direct relation with our goals and desires. And most people try to change the outer reality to change their circumstances, but this rarely works, as it requires a lot of willpower. According to various metaphysical and spiritual principles, reality is only a reflection of your inner world, which consists of your past experiences, subconscious beliefs, thoughts, and your assumptions about the world. In Hermeticism, it is said that the world is all mental, meaning everything originates from our inner world. And in the Eastern religion, this is described as karma, where our past actions and intentions and all the contents of our mind are believed to be shaping the world that we live in. So going back to the passage, the face, according to Neville Goddard, is what we believe to be true about ourselves. In other words, our self-image or our self-concept. And the reflection is the 3D world and what we can see in our immediate reality, everything that is going on around us. So as we change our self-concept in relation to our goals in life and what we desire, we can create a direct shift that starts reflecting in our reality almost immediately. And once you internalize this principle, you can create any change for yourself, including abundance, harmonious health, and love. Just to give you an example of how this principle could work, let's say John is looking to be in a relationship, and one day he meets this wonderful girl Jenny, who seems to be everything John has ever wanted for a partner. John feels very excited and hopeful for a moment, but right after he thinks to himself, Jenny is totally out of my league. He places her very high up on the pedestal, and his doubts don't even stop there. Deep within, he has always feared whether he's worthy of being in the relationship he wants to be in, and these recurring fears keep him stuck in negative patterns of doubt, worry, guilt, and shame about not being good enough. Keep in mind, these thought patterns and beliefs are what shape John's current self-image. So because of this, John finds it hard to talk to Jenny. Let's say even if it does, it comes across as needy and desperate. And when Jenny sees this, she doesn't find this behavior particularly attractive and doesn't give him any attention. And to make the matters worse, John keeps texting her, calling her, eventually pushing her further away forever. As a result, Jenny ends up ghosting him, and John becomes heartbroken. But now, let's rewind for a second and say maybe John saw a video like this before he ever met Jenny, and suddenly he had a breakthrough. He sees his current self-concept and realizes it's his inner beliefs that's making him feel unworthy of being in the relationships. And for the next couple of weeks, he's determined to change his self-image. He's really dedicated to fixing his inner world because for the first time, he's come to know the true cause of his problems. Why women he likes always end up leaving him heartbroken. Therefore, to create these changes, John works on his self-image rigorously, and he starts applying some powerful techniques like the one I'm going to share with you in a bit. And after this transformation as this new version, let's say John meets Jenny, and remember we're talking about a different timeline here. And in this reality, as soon as he meets her, he feels so ready to be in this relationship. Any sense of lack and doubt about not being good enough is completely gone from his life. And then one day, John texts Jenny to ask her out on a date. Jenny, although not sure at first, agrees to it. And when she finally meets John, it's like fireworks going in the sky. She loves how grounded and easygoing he is. She not only finds him attractive, but also irresistible. And therefore, in this version, there's a happy ending for both John and Jenny. But nothing would have changed if John didn't work on his self-image first. And in a similar way, if you want to change the outcomes of your reality, it's important for you to change your self-image first. And just like in the quantum world, once the change happens on one end, it immediately starts reflecting on the other side. And I know I'm starting to sound a bit redundant here, but your reality as you see it now is completely entangled with the thoughts, beliefs, and the feelings about whether or not you can have something, or become someone, or do something. That's why I wanted to share this powerful technique based on Neville Goddard's teachings that you can use to change your self-image and make your manifestation easier. And this method is called the revision technique. A lot of times in our lives, we carry the experiences and memories from our past that shape our future. For example, winning in a sports game that's really important to you can make you a very confident person for the rest of your life. But losing that game could mean you feel like a failure forever, no matter how many times you succeeded after that. Of course, we want to keep the good experiences, but wouldn't it be a great thing to completely delete those negative experiences and replace them with something that's more empowering? And that's exactly what the revision technique does. It allows you to shape your identity by reframing past memories and events so you can start feeling different about yourself. To use the revision technique, first, identify a past event you want to change. Visualize it as if it had happened the way you desire, and feel the emotions as if it were true. For example, in John's case, maybe there was an instance when he was 10 years old and he was rejected by someone he had a crush upon. So John would visualize being accepted by either the same person who rejected him or someone else who he believes could actually accept him. The goal here is to train your mind to believe in this revised version, creating new neural pathways that support your desired outcome. As you come out of this visualization, you probably notice yourself feeling different. That's how powerful this process can be. Repeating this technique helps you embody a brand new self-image that helps you quantum shift into a new reality. And always remember, just like the entangled particles, your reality is connected to the self-image. So with this powerful method, you can definitely change that. And I thought it would be more helpful for you to have a little guidance for the visualization. That's why I created a powerful guided meditation for this. I highly recommend you watch this video next to reframe your past memories and create a new self-image to quantum shift into a new reality. And I'm wishing you the best.